Hi, I'm Dina Stewart.
And I'm Stuart Stewart.
And we're alive on South Beach, a show with a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Well, this week's show has a lot of that because it's, of course, different than any other show.
You know, it's not often that we get an invitation to meet the Queen of Spain. So when we received one from the Spanish consulate, I looked at Stuart, he looked at me and said, sure, why not? Let's go to the party and meet the Queen. And so we did.
We're here at the new Spanish Cultural Center awaiting Queen Sofia of Spain to make an appearance. But while we're waiting around, I bumped into this gentleman whose name is Bruce Matt. And why don't you tell us what you do?
I'm a teaching artist. I'm based in New York, and I'll be doing workshops here at the center in the coming new year.
Did you get a chance to talk to the Queen yet?
No, I haven't.
I know, me neither. You know, like, are we being slow?
I don't think so. I just think she's kind of busy. There are a lot of important people here ready to meet her, and I feel quite honored to have been here because I didn't expect this at all.
Well, I tell you what, if I get to talk to her, I'm going to tell her you want to speak to her, and you do the same, and maybe we'll both get our opportunity.
Please do. I think the biggest thing I would have to say is that keep supporting the arts around the world. Children need arts because it's a way of expression, and it's one of the few ways that children and adults get to express themselves without having to always use words to do it, because it's based on a lot of emotion. So it's very much needed in the world, and it's needed in the educational system.
And what's needed are more teachers like you, so thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
What do you think of this? Why are you here? And
well, I tell you, I think this is wonderful for Miami. I mean, our connections with Spain have become very critical to our future economic prosperity. I mean, even though Spain has had some economic problems, there's a lot of Spanish money flowing in our community, and we have such great cultural connections that we need to strengthen them. We need to really make sure that they're strong. And the Queen and the King have actually been here before, just a couple years ago. I was able to greet them both at the Biltmore Hotel when they came in for a very special event over at the Biltmore. And so this was my chance to come back and make sure that this was going to be the great place I thought it was, which it is, and then to welcome the Queen back and to say hello.
Well, you mentioned the word culture, and I don't think our audience knows that you've been involved with the Cultural Arts Council here in Miami-Dade County, and at one time you even headed it.
That's true. I spent about 12 years on the county's Cultural Affairs Council, and I was chair for about 2 years, and culture to me is what makes our world go around. I mean, I hate to say that plainly, but that's true. The cultural community here is a very small community. Unfortunately, it should be a much larger one, but we all know each other, we respect each other, we support each other, and this is what it's all about. Community, culture, community. It's a big circle.
I have nothing to add. I remember when we got the email, you were so excited. We got invited to meet the Queen of Spain at the opening of a cultural center for Spain here in Miami. Well, we were asked to come early, we were asked to dress appropriately, so I figured I better put on my best clothes to go, my suit, and look like everybody else. And we got there on time, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited for the Queen to arrive because we thought we'd have a great photo op. I've often said that living on Miami Beach is like living in a Fellini movie. And if you ever needed proof of that, recently there was a so-called debate held among the Miami Beach mayoral candidates. And this is a very different kind of debate than you'd find anywhere else. It started out with little Cuban cocktail sandwiches and vodka drinks, and that was before the doors even opened. And when they opened and sat down, what started out as a debate became a quiz show.
Since I am a commissioner and a mayor, I have worked very hard on the issues that I feel very strongly, which is preservation, affordable housing, education, and those are on the quality of life of all the residents.
We have a very serious situation in Miami Beach, and some people like to say I'm negative, some people like to say I'm angry. I'm just speaking the truth. The truth is quite negative. The situation is out of control. So I apologize beforehand. I'm not a comedian. My humor might not be as appreciated as Steve's, and clearly was not appreciated tonight. But I do speak the truth, and I do hope you will vote from October 24th to November 1st or by absentee ballot, predicated on the truth, predicated on the facts, and not necessarily predicated on who you know the longest or who tells the best jokes or who has the nicest personality.
I started off as an activist, kind of unexpectedly, with a video on YouTube. And the video was successful. I got a lot of support from people all around the country saying, you know, you should get into politics. Never in a million years did I think I'd be sitting here trying to, you know, run for office.
My reason why I'm here today, and this is my second run, is because I'm very unhappy of what's going on in Miami Beach. I think Miami Beach can do much better. As it is, I've been involved in so many committees and PTAs that I know my people here in Miami Beach. We need a change, and I'm here to bring this change.
The Memorial Day weekend is a very complicated issue. We need to, first of all, I believe, enforce the laws. Enforce them very vigorously if we cannot change the event. Secondly, I think that we need to be very careful how we deal with anything, because if we want it or not, it is not a race issue, but people are watching and waiting. I believe it's a culture of the age and the amount of people that come into Miami Beach.
What we can do is get the city behind a series of events, whether it be a parade, an RNC show, get all the hotels to double and triple their prices and offer discounts to veterans to dissuade. Yeah, no, it's not a bad idea. If you think about it, we get the hotels cooperation, okay, and we get them to double, triple their rates, and we offer discounts to veterans. I'm not saying, and this is a very controversial issue, because we're not saying people in the African American community are not welcome here. That's not what we're saying at all. Everybody in the African American community is welcome here. What we're saying is we want to keep the thugs and the criminals out of Miami Beach.
If there's nothing you can do, Madam Mayor, then please step aside. I'll show you what I can do. Steve has a plan. It's a very simple plan to have. Again, so Steve and I have a friendly competition as to who came out with the Sun Post editorial first, but we essentially have a very, very similar plan. The Land RNC show should be here out of historical necessity every Memorial Day weekend. Ocean Drive should be an outdoor museum with historical tanks and armaments and other things, so that we occupy the same space that the thugs come and destroy every weekend. And above and beyond that, I won't reiterate Steve's point.
As it is, we can really change the venue to maybe a jazz festival that everybody enjoys, that will be spread out throughout different venues in the city, that we'd have a concert on the beach where you lay your blankets and enjoy the real Miami Beach. This is a weekend that for everybody. It's not only for green, red, blue people. For everybody.
I'm standing here with David, who I've known for 20 years, and in the 20 years...
21.
21. I don't even know your last name.
Catco.
Catco, okay. Well,
I know your last name.
But I never did. And we're here at what was billed as a debate between the candidates running for the mayor's job here on Miami Beach. What did you think of this event?
It was depressing.
In what way?
Because it was a microcosm of our national politics, and the first thought that came into mind was, is this the best that they have to offer us?
That's very true. And that's a very, very good observation. Well, thank you.
And that's it.
That's it. Well, anyway, let me introduce my guest here. This is Dennis Russ, and this is Clotilde. Tell me your last name.
Luce.
Luce, okay. And the question I want to ask you guys, you just spent an hour of your life watching what was supposed to be a debate. Was it worth it? Go ahead, you want to go first?
I think it was, yes, I do. I thought that even though the format was not a typical debate format, I thought that they tried to break the kind of formula we have for debates, and I thought that the sort of asking them questions and challenging them to come up with the answers caught them off guard.
But didn't it feel a little bit like a game show?
Well, that's why people were singing the Jeopardy song at one point.
Yeah. What about you, Dennis? You've seen it all.
I didn't think it was so much a game show, but a little bit perhaps of a circus. You know, I thought it had a circus quality to it. But, you know, I'm not entirely opposed to, you know, circus, and maybe my appetite for that has
you know,
developed
that's
over time.
part of what makes South Beach like living on another planet.
I thought that it was an interesting audience.
I mean, where
it was a young, vibrant,
Exactly.
engaged audience that went back and forth. I didn't agree on all of the animation that they had, but they sure had a lot of animation, didn't they?
So all in all, it was good entertainment.
I enjoyed the.
That's the important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Okay.
Thank you both.
All they do is they talk, they promise, and nothing happens.
So you're calling us all to action.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, now you got my attention. I'm ready to serve. You know, what do I do now?
What we're trying to do is we're trying to set up protests and you know, and using art and media and alternative media, you know, our own media sources to inform the public and tell people about what's going on, so the world can democratically decide on something to do. Well, not the world, America can decide on you know, democratically, like, you know, what the Constitution tells us to do on what we should do with our future. Because
But what if my vision of the future conflicts with your vision of the future? It's not the same. Whose vision of the future should we join together to follow? Yours or mine?
well, like I said, that's why this is America. It's a democracy, or it's supposed to be. But that's not how it's turning out to be.
So the message that I'm getting here is that it's about time we all not only got angry and got mad as hell, but started really screaming about it and finding other people who have the same gripes, joining together and seeing if we can fix a country that's really broken.
Yes, correct.
Hi, I'm James Cumby. I'm the author of South Beach Star, and I'm alive on South Beach.
Hi, Rich Burton Jr. Live and alive, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, only rising again on South Beach, Florida. Ben Paka, Shalom, Bonjour, Hola. Come to South Beach. Resurrection, alive on South Beach. Kisses, besos, shalom.
Well, we've reached the end of this episode. I hope you find it relaxing and enjoying while you're having your cup of coffee. And don't forget, watch your emails, because we will be doing another episode and we will let you know as soon as it comes out. We're here at Books and Books on Lincoln Road. I'm Stuart Stewart.
And I'm Dina Stewart.
And this is Alive on South Beach for syndicatednews.net.